current model immune system versus modern science immune system. Understanding the mechanism of the immune system correctly gives us solution for coronavirus.
Transition over to this, and we're going to share with this diagram. And what you see in this diagram is a current model of the immune system. In fact, this model of the immune system is what is used by these people to promote the concept of vaccines being the only way to heal your body or support the immune system, which is absolutely not true. So first of all, what you see here is we have the innate immune system here, which is then integrates with the adaptive immune system to create antibodies. So let me explain it simply. In the conventional model of the immune system, in the conventional model of understanding the immune system, which 99% of doctors learn, they typically essentially learn these two-box model. Okay, they learn these two boxes. And in this two-box understanding, a pathogen, and what is a pathogen? Bacteria, viruses, allergens, interact with your innate immune system. Okay, so what is the innate immune system? Well, the innate immune system is the aspect of your body at the physical level, organ level, all the way down to the cellular level that interacts with these pathogens that come from the outside. Okay? So these are the things that come through your eyes. When people say don't touch your eyes, right? Through your mucosa in your nose, through your mouth, through your ears, through your skin, etc. Okay? And other orifices in your body. This is where these pathogens come. And when these pathogens come, they interact with what is called your innate immune system. The innate immune system is composed of, think about it as Marines, or the infantry. They just start going after and trying to engulf these pathogens to take them out very quickly. And they are non-specific. This includes things like neutrophils and macrophages. This is called the innate immune system. And the goal of that immune system is to knock things out quickly. And if things are working right, what happens is that occurs during the first 0 to 72 hours when you are experiencing some pathogen. And thereafter, what happens is the adaptive immune system kicks in. By the way, this is the old 50 to 600-year-old model of the immune system. And the adaptive immune system are sharpshooters. Those sharpshooters include T cells and B cells. And those T cells and B cells attempt to take out that particular pathogen by creating a particular antibody. Now, in a healthy individual, the innate kicks in. You don't even notice this. Maybe you get a little sniffle. You get, don't feel that well. And the adaptive kicks in and you create these antibodies. And next time you're exposed to that particular pathogen, you don't even notice it. Nothing really happens. Okay? So, but the key point that I want to share with you here is this is the understanding of the innate and the adaptive immune system that is still used to promote the vaccination model. In this model of the immune system, the theory is that if you get those antibodies, you're fine, you can move on, and you're done. Okay? So I hope that's clear. Now, what I want to now share with you is the research that I've been doing, and in fact, the work of many individuals over the last probably 50 years. And there's an emerging field which, with all humility, I'm considered one of the leaders in the field of systems biology, precision, and personalized medicine. And what that field came out in 2003, and the notion there was that each one of us is individual, and what one size does not fit all, and we need to figure out what the right medicine is for the right person at the right time. So in the modern theory of the immune system, what emerges in the modern theory is very different than what I just shared with you. There are a lot more boxes to keep it simple. And what you see here is that you have the innate and we have the adaptive. However, there is something else between the innate and the adaptive. It's called the interferon system. The interferon system was a foundational set of work that I did for my PhD thesis. If you want to go search it, you can look it up on the MIT. If someone wants it, I'll send it to you. But my PhD thesis was building a new technology to really use the computer to model complex molecular reactions, phenomenon such as inflammation and whole diseases. That was a breakthrough that my PhD did it, and that resulted in a company I run today called Cyto, which means cell and solve. And one of the deep interests I have is eliminating the need for animal testing, modeling these complex diseases and finding out how combinations of things cause good things to occur and also cause bad things to occur. So synergistic effects of good things can support our health, or synergistic effects of lots of little toxins over time can hurt our health. But getting back, so that's Cytosolve, but in my work in Cytosolve, we have built what we call an architecture, and we take all of that knowledge that's coming out and we've built a much more comprehensive architecture of the immune system. So what you have is you have the innate immune system communicating to the adaptive immune system, and that interacts with what's called the interferon system. Now, the interferon system is really the missing link. A lot of the MDs and PhDs and the pediatricians don't even know this, but the interferon system is a whole nother system that upregulates all sorts of genes to interfere with viruses. This means our body is expecting pathogens and it trains itself to get stronger. But these three systems are not alone. There's a fourth system called the microbiome. I should really probably, I'm going to edit this. This system also includes what's called the virome, okay? The virome in this also includes the many, nearly 300 plus trillion viruses in your body. The microbiome is a bacteria, almost about 60 trillion bacteria in your body. We have about 6 trillion cells. So if you think about it, we are all not just the 6 trillion cells we have, which make up us, but we're also about 10 times that, about 60 trillion bacteria. And then, frankly, 60 times that, around 360 trillion viruses. All right? That's called the virome. So the reason I'm telling you is we already have hundreds of trillions of viruses in our body, tens of trillions of bacteria, and all of these things are actually supporting life within us and among other people. When I shake your hand, I'm probably passing on to you hundreds of thousands or billions of viruses, okay? But going back to this diagram, what you see here is the microbiome and the virome interact through the gut-brain axis to our neural system. So essentially, it's a much more complex system than this concept that was used to promote the 1962 vaccination program that Kennedy signed into law, and the mandates that many of these politicians are trying to remove to support big pharma. The reality is that the real understanding of the immune system is much more complex, which means when we are getting medical interventions, vaccines, or pharmaceutical drugs, it is affecting multiple subsystems, and it is not as simple as people think. So multiple things are involved. If you get a virus or a pathogen, the innate immune system kicks in, the interferon system, the adaptive, our microbiome, our virome, and all of these things are beautifully organized in a choreography. More importantly, the gut bacteria interacts through the gut-brain axis to our brain. So think about that. The gut and the brain are related. My gut and my brain are related, and this is important to understand, because what this means is what you eat, the exogenous stuff that are in the environment, toxins, good things, affect our gut bacteria. And based on that balance, you have good mental health. Neuroinflammation can be caused by gut imbalances. So you are what you eat. You start thinking about your thoughts are a function of what you eat. This is very, very important to understand. And this is not some hocus pocus. This is what modern science is revealing. Okay? Now, having said that, let's talk a little bit about the key points of what I want to get to. Okay? First of all, viruses do not harm or kill us. We have a whole assortment of people in this world today who have underlying pre-existing conditions. To put it simply, they're unhealthy people. Their immune systems have been weakened and compromised by poor choices, lifestyle choices, as aging occurs, and they're immunocompromised, and by the fact that we have poisonous air, poisonous water, and poisonous food. It is the overreaction of a weakened and dysfunctional immune system to the virus that results in our own body attacking its own cells, tissues, and organs, resulting in harm and death. Okay? So think about that. It is not the virus that is killing even these 40 people, etc. It is the overreaction of the immune system. It is the overreaction of the immune system, because in the natural state, when your body has a proper nourishment, the proper conditions where we're not being hit with all sorts of poisonous chemicals which affect our digestive system, affect our microbiome, we're not being hit with poisonous air or poisonous water, and we make the right choices to eat high quality vegetables, our thyroid is working right, we have proper hydrochloric acid, you know what? Your body's an amazing being. It knows how to take care of itself. And that's how we get immune health. These dysfunctional immune response is a result of underlying pre-existing conditions. Okay, what are we talking about? Well, obesity, diabetes, heart disease, smoking, people being immunocompromised, eating tons and tons of sugar in the diet when we should not be doing that. Okay, and we'll talk about that. So we're talking really here is the body in its natural state has all these components. They work together to give you a strong immune system. Now, that means you must take some personal responsibility for what you put in and around your body. So what happens when you age? Why is it in this situation that the people who are dying are people 50 plus and older? Well, first of all, as you age, your thyroid level goes down, okay? As you age, your thyroid level goes down. And now I'm going to talk about something interesting, vitamin A production. So your vitamin A production goes down because when your thyroid is not functioning right, your body is not able to take carotenoids that you eat and convert them into vitamin A. And we're going to learn very soon, as my friend Dr. Robbie Mitchell says, vitamin A is like a deadbolt which protects your cell walls, okay? It's like building a wall so other invaders don't come in, okay? So vitamin A is critical to this. But as you age, your thyroid level goes down and you minimize vitamin A production. Now, why is that important? Because vitamin A, when that goes down, you get less cytokeratins. And I'm going to show you a very nice one image on this. The cytokeratins are the things that create the wall around your cells to really protect you. So these two bullets you need to take away. The second thing we need to understand is that as you age, your hydrochloric acid goes down, HCl. Acid level goes down. What does that mean? You lower your gut acidophilus. Remember, philus, is likes from the Greek and Latin. I think it's Latin. I may be making an error there, but it's a thing that likes acid. So your gut bacteria, which like acid, when the acid levels go down, what happens at this point is that your microbiome goes into dysfunction. So as you age, thyroid level goes down, you produce less vitamin A if you don't address it properly, and your acid levels goes down. When acid level goes down, your microbiome gets affected. So again, if you think about your throat and your gut, these two things, as you age, are getting affected, and you go into what's called, you become immunocompromised, okay? Your immune system gets weakened, and it doesn't act the way it should, in that all those systems coming together in the proper way, your innate immune system, your IFN, and your adaptive, etc., balancing itself. So this is why, as you age, it's very important you focus on diet, and we'll come back to this. The other thing a number of people have been rightfully asking is, if you eat a high sugar diet. So what happens when you have a high sugar diet? Well, when you have a high sugar diet, candida grows. Okay, it's a whole nother set of organisms that start growing. And when candida growth occurs, gliotoxins increase, and these toxins destroy your macrophages and T cells. So let me explain that. What this happens is, you take in sugar, which is what you start destroying your macrophages and your T cells. Well, why are they important? Well, you know what? They're right over here. They're in your innate immune system, and they're in your adaptive immune system. Okay? So you're basically destroying the soldiers and the sharpshooters in your own immune system. You're destroying your Marines and you're destroying your sharpshooters. That's what sugar does. That's what these gliotoxins do. Okay? And that destruction of your immune system, the gliotoxin increase, it destroys your macrophages and T cells. And what does that do? Your innate and your adaptive immune systems are adversely affected. You've basically screwed up your immune system. Now, in a normal, healthy individual, the innate immune system will take care of that pathogen, okay? Remember, 380 trillion viruses in our body. By the way, here's some numbers here. 6 trillion human cells, 60 trillion bacteria, 380 trillion viruses, small number of fungi. This is all within you right now, okay? So now, in a normal, healthy individual, the innate system will take care of the pathogen. Now, in the non-healthy individual, be it an adult or a child, the innate immune system is not able to take care of the pathogens, okay? Because of the destruction through either sugar, or the thyroid is not working right, or you're not getting adequate amounts of adequate amounts of HCl. So let me just review very simply. In the non-healthy individual, what's happening is that could occur two ways. And it's a whole area here. You're under dirty air, dirty water, dirty food. You've compromised your immune system, your thyroid, and your HCl levels are low, whether you're a child or an aging person. And when that happens, your body essentially is not producing the proper vitamin A. Your gut bacteria is off, and now you've compromised your immune system. Now add to that a lot of sugar diet. What you're furthermore doing to your body in a very unfortunate way is that your body's macrophages and your T cells, the innate and the adaptive, are being destroyed. And now what happens? What happens? Remember, it's not the virus. It's not the virus that kills or harms you. What actually kills and harms you is what is called the cytokine storm. Okay? Cytokine storm. What do I mean by that? Well, let's go back here. If you remember this diagram, innate, adaptive, well, among all of these are what are called cytokines. There's a whole nother set of chemicals that, because your innate and your adaptive systems are harmed, they say, wow, I got to help Bob out. I got to help Bill out. What should I do? Because your body is trying to heal itself. And so what it does then, it unleashes a set of cytokines, okay? These are chemicals, they're always at a certain level there, but they get overreact. This is the overreaction caused by those underlying conditions by people whose systems have been weakened by the different areas that I just gave you a glimpse of. So when the immune system is compromised, you have a cytokine storm. All these other chemicals start raging to try to make up for the fact that the other subsystems have failed. I hope that's clear. Very simple stuff. Your body tries to be in balance. Your body tries to protect you. So it unleashes these cytokines. It basically starts firing off missiles everywhere to saying, oh my God, I got to protect Bob, okay? And as a part of that, what happens, this cytokine storm, these chemicals go and start attacking your own tissues. So by way of example, in Ebola, the cytokines start because, by the way, just to give you a visual understanding, the viruses, if you think about a virus, it has a layer on it. Outside of it is called glycoproteins. Inside of that is the RNA, which is the nucleic acids, which go into your cell and take over your cell machinery. But when that happens, the pieces of the outside, the glycoproteins, they're like the shedding hair. They go settle all different places. Now, in the case of Ebola, these essentially go into the arterial endothelial, which is in your arteries, in your heart cells, in your endothelium. This is why you start bleeding outside, which you start basically, bleeding from inside. And that occurs because your own cytokines go over to that arterial endothelial cells and they start killing it. Now in corona, it's the cytokine storm that attacks the epithelium, which is a different set of cells in your lungs. So let me summarize that again. Your body is compromised. 50-plus-year-old people are not their systems are compromised. The body starts attacking in the case of coronavirus, the glycoproteins go embed in the cells, the epithelial cells, and your own body cytokine, because it's compromised, starts attacking the cell walls, and you start having respiratory failure. Okay? This is what happens. So the bottom line here is, let's make it very clear again. It's not the viruses that harm you. Okay? We have trillions of viruses within us. We don't see 40 people have died. It's not like every American is dying. But it is a compromising of the immune system that causes a cytokine storm. How does that compromising occur? Dirty water, dirty air, dirty food. You need to start making good choices. Massive sugar diets where you're going to screw up your entire immune system. You're going to create candida, etc. And the other things, you need to start having adequate nutrition. So I'm going to focus today, in the interest of time, on one of them, which I've alluded to, which is vitamin A. Okay? So again, just to summarize, when we look at this, when you look at the cause of underlying pre-existing conditions, lifestyle, poor dietary choices, lack of exercise, stress, lack of sleep, smoking, and I've said the environment, dirty air, dirty water, dirty food, about vitamin A. Now, the epithelial, okay, and mucous tissue integrity. Now, in your lungs, the epithelial cells and the mucous tissue function as a front line of defense against pathogen invasion. So when things are coming into you, you happen to be around someone and they sneeze. Let's say they got the corona and they sneeze all over you. I was at Whole Foods and I was going to pick up some supplements. In fact, someone sneezed at me, okay? So what happens is these pathogens, a frontline defense is your epithelial mucosa tissue. Now, vitamin A, bullet number 2, plays a crucial role in the morphological formation of the epithelium, epithelial keratinization, stratification, differentiation, and functional maturation of the epithelial cells. Okay, what does that mean? Okay, in English, what that means is that vitamin A is literally used to create the wall, Well, vitamin A, think about it as the thing that produces cytokeratins, which are the building blocks of protecting your cell walls. And they're the ones who provide the border. And in the epithelial cells of your lungs, they're the ones who create the proper infrastructure so your body doesn't get attacked by these pathogens, okay? So that's like the first defense system. The other piece you want to understand is, as a promoter of this process, vitamin A is an integral part of the mucous layer of both the respiratory tract and your intestines. If you look at your gut and your respiratory tract, vitamin A is an integral part of that mucous layer. And vitamin A promotes the mucin secretion. It improves antigen non-specific immunity of your innate adaptive system. So vitamin A is, by the way, it's a hormone, okay? It's not just a vitamin. It has an amazing effect on really supporting your entire immune system. And this is something that you need to take away from this. Now, I'm going to show you a very, very stellar picture my friend Robbie just sent to me. But what you see here is you see the epithelial cells here. These are the cells. And you see this beautiful red stuff. This is the keratinization that takes place, or the cytokine wall, what vitamin A does to protect your cells. Okay? Now, vitamin A deficiency leads to scarring of these epithelial cells. And the scarred and dysfunctional epithelial cells are unable to exert, a barrier function to really support your innate immune system. What that means is, if you don't have enough vitamin A, you don't get these beautiful walls, and your cells actually start scarring, so they're not really able to protect themselves from these viruses. And the other key things I want to share with you are that vitamin A promotes a proliferation to regulate apoptosis. This is proper cell death of cells that you don't want to have, and vitamin A deficiency leads to defect in the T cells. Those T cells are the ones in the adaptive immune system. And vitamin A is essential for proper development and differentiation of those macrophages. It's the type of the innate cells. And vitamin A plays a regulatory role in the differentiation stage of the natural killer T cells, and the down-regulating the expression of these IFN gamma, and IL-5. What do I mean by that? The simple point is to state it in a simple way. I want to give the technical people technical stuff, but vitamin A is going to protect your cell walls, but more importantly, it's also going to make sure that your immune system is properly modulated, and it downregulates those cytokines that will cause a cytokine storm, okay, that goes and attacks you. So this is why vitamin A is critical. This is why you want your thyroid working properly. And all of those things are possible, and you can easily do this on your own. Start eating good foods, start eating the vegetables, start making sure your thyroid's working properly. And it's sort of insane that the doctors don't first recommend, first line of defense is, why not test your vitamin A levels? First line, if they really want to protect your immune health, are they testing your vitamin A levels? Vitamin A can really regulate the entire adaptive and immune system response. And what I want to end with is there's a very good article on that came out here really talking about vitamin A effect on childhood and infectious diseases. I mean, this is a summary article. It's a little bit hard to read, but what you see here is measles, it reduced mortality in a meta-analysis. Again, measles, you see many ways that vitamin A reduces mortality. Acute pneumonia it reduces, infantile diarrhea, enteric infection, malaria, you go down the list. They are saying, we have a vaccine, we're working with pharma companies. Well, what are these pharma guys doing? They are creating substances and pharmaceutical drugs which are going to try to interfere with the viral replication process to try to stop the virus. Now, do they have a brain? Don't they think that those things that they create may have other side effects elsewhere? Vitamin A, amazing nutrient. Look, as the sun comes out, which is going to happen shortly, you're going to get another amazing nutrient called vitamin D, okay? Vitamin D produces chemicals which are antiviral. They're things that go and protect our body. That's why the sun is an amazing healer, okay? That's why in most cultures, they paid homage to the sun gods, because it is a healer. So, vitamin A, vitamin D, and take your vitamin C. And we can add more.
Friends, thank you for watching this video. Hope the information provided was useful to you.
I have shared the links to quite a few tried and tested healthcare products online. You can purchase those products through the links I have provided in the description box below. Hope to meet you soon with a new video on health.